Alright, good morning, everybody. How's everyone doing? Hello, hello. Welcome to my first of 2 gameplay streams for today. Welcome, my friends, to the streams. Today's going to be a great streaming day. Alright, today is going to be a very entertaining day. Alright, I'm excited for today for multiple reasons. We'll talk about that. Today is Thursday, the 10th of June 2021, and the reasons I'm excited is because number one, today is a full day of gameplay streaming, 2 games that actually I really enjoy playing, and a playthrough, that we're continuing today that is the most requested one right now and the most requested run in a while, Fallout New Vegas. I'm pretty excited to continue Fallout New Vegas today. Many people all week have been asking me, hey, when's the next New Vegas stream? Because they've been enjoying it so much so far. Me included. I really enjoyed going through the outskirts of New Vegas and exploring. And right now we're in the midst of fighting the Fiends while we work for the NCR, which is pretty fun. And we're going to continue to do that today. Try to maybe hunt down the 3rd Fiend bounty, and then continue to talk to the NCR and see what else we can do for them before we actually head into New Vegas itself. Or there's a possibility that before we head into New Vegas itself, we may actually do some DLCs, because I have all the DLCs unlocked and installed. Really what I'm working towards is trying to get to level 12, which we're close to hitting, because that's when you can get the perk that reduces explosion damage, which is what I really need. I have an explosives build, but the explosives do so much damage that they almost kill me all the time. So once I become more built as a tank, essentially, then I think the explosives build is really going to take off, but we have to get to that point. Okay? So we'll work on that today. It should be a good time, just chilling, hanging out, relaxing. And the thing is that right now, Summer Games Fest is taking place. Now, I could be sitting here watching it all day and then doing like a reactions or commentary to it. The thing is that Summer Games Fest is essentially an all-day event. It started like 12 minutes ago, and it continues all day long. There's going to be trailers, there's going to be announcements, there's going to be game demos and gameplay revealed for the first time. I certainly didn't want to say, oh, I'm not going to do any gameplay streaming today because of Summer Games Fest. All right? But what I will do is, over the course of the day, I'm sure you guys are going to tell me if there's any major announcements or anything that I need to know about, so that I can get educated and we can talk about it on the stream. I'm sure we'll be talking a lot about the stuff coming on Summer Games Fest on today's stream. For example, I'm not even kidding. Right now in the stream chat, people are saying there's a Death Stranding DLC. I really don't think I care. Just being honest. Do I really care to pay more money to play one of the most boring games ever? I think I would actually pay for the DLC if it just played cutscenes, because that was like the best part of Death Stranding, was the story and the cutscenes. The gameplay was pretty boring and terrible. So anyway, yeah, over the course of today's stream, undoubtedly you guys will be telling me what's going on at Summer Games Fest. We'll talk about it live, and that's the cool thing about playing games live on stream, and the cool thing about the fact that we're playing New Vegas today is that this kind of game will have opportunity to kind of pause and talk and discuss what's going on, rather than it being such an action-focused game that I would not be able to do so. Because I remember originally I was considering playing Virtua Fighter 5 today, but now, in retrospect, I'm pretty glad that I didn't do that, because now we can actually chill and talk and have a good time, right? Alright. This is funny. People are saying the DLC, it looks like he basically ripped off Metal Gear Solid. That's funny. Anyway, so this should be a good stream. 3 to 4 hours of Fallout New Vegas gameplay and advancement, just chilling, relaxing, talking with all of you live on the stream, and of course talking about whatever news is coming out of Summer Games Fest today, okay? Excuse me. And apologies, my throat is a little gunked up today because of my allergies. Hopefully that will clear up sooner rather than later. Later tonight, the late stream is Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Now, this is cool because last time I played it, I am working to unlock a new handgun. Okay? And this handgun apparently is a new automatic that's pretty fun to use. So I'm using dual handguns, the Diamatis, to unlock a new handgun. Last time I played was a really fun and chaotic, running around dual handgunning down everybody. We're going to do more of that tonight to try to unlock this new handgun, alright? So it should be a fun time. You know, Call of Duty is usually always chaotic fun, a lot of silliness. Of course, I always complain about the lag. That's 6:45 p.m. Pacific time today. Hope you guys will join me for that later tonight, the weekly FPS fun. So it's Death Stranding Director's Cut. It is not a DLC at all, what people are saying. All he's doing is re-releasing the same exact game with some added content to sell the game again. Alright, I will not be getting that. I will certainly not be buying that at all. That sounds like a complete waste of time and money to me. Alright. So that's today. Now tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow is the big day. Tomorrow is the hype. Because tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, on Friday, it's the premiere of Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. And ladies and gentlemen, this will be the very first time that I'll be able to cover a PlayStation 5 exclusive game on launch day at full 1080p, 60 frames per second. Finally. You know, I basically held my tongue since the launch of the PlayStation 5 because I was playing all the new release games on Twitch. And because I was playing it on Twitch, I was very limited in the bitrate that I could use to stream, and the quality was not good. I'm just being honest, like 720p for next-gen gaming is ridiculous. It's ridiculous that I was forced to stream at a lower quality because Twitch has such ridiculously bad limitations. Okay? So, I'm excited that tomorrow, new release, and actually being able to broadcast it at the same resolution I'll be playing it at, and showing you what the PlayStation 5 can actually do on launch day. That's great. Okay? So, and yes, thank you, Team Terrorhawk. It says, congratulations on the 1,000 new subs. Apparently, I didn't even check on this, but apparently we had 191,000 subs as of last night, and growing. Because remember, in order to chat on my streams now, you need to be subscribed to the channel. This allows us to avoid trolling. These idiot trolls that come in here and make clone accounts and come in here and impersonate other viewers and or just do insulting, disgusting things. Now that we have sub-only mode, it basically stops that. Yes, they come in here and they do troll bit, they get banned, and then they gotta wait another day to do it again. So, that's a good, and I'm very happy that the chat has been under control over the last couple of days. But yeah, it looks like I actually did get an increase in subs, and I would guess, since this is going to be how we're going to be streaming here on YouTube, that this is going to be a pattern. We're going to see the subs consistently growing over the course of 2021 for the first time in about 6 or 7 years. Yeah, because it basically stagnated from the years, like, I'd say 2015 to 2017, it stagnated, and then, you know, we've seen no growth on the YouTube channel since 2017 because this channel has just been an archive as I focused on streaming over on Twitch. But now that I'm back to this channel and focusing on this channel exclusively, we're going to finally see growth. We're going to see overall views going up. We're going to see subs going up. This is excellent, you know, positive stuff. Very nice. See, now Roll the Paradise says, oh, now the chat's dead, which is much better. First of all, it's not. If you take a look, people are chatting actively. The difference is it's actual positive people who want to be here to enjoy the content and interact and have conversation. I can actually have a conversation with you and not have to worry about 20 lines of spam to troll nonsense, insults, off-topic conversation that derails the stream, and a bunch of bullshit. Instead, it's all stuff pertinent to what we're doing and having a good time, right? It feels more like we're hanging out and chilling rather than having to put up with the fucking bullshit of a bunch of 5-year-olds coming in here and being stupid and dramatic, right? Sorry, I'd rather have it that way. I really would rather have it that way. People who are here to have fun, right? They're actually enjoying it way more. I've gotten feedback the last 2 days is that the chat is insanely better compared to how it was for those first 3 weeks when we didn't have it. Okay? All right. Alright, so anyway, continuing on. Tomorrow is the premiere of Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. I'm very excited for this. I hope you guys are too. Brand new release height. Obviously, we're looking to, you know, have a really great launch day. Hope you guys will join me for that tomorrow on the early stream. And then the late stream will be my weekly throwback Street Fighter session. So it's going to be another really great streaming day tomorrow. Okay? Then, on Saturday, it's going to be more Ratchet and Clank. So 2 straight days of Ratchet and Clank. And then Saturday night's going to be Danganronpa V3. Okay? That should be a good time as well. On Sunday, I will actually be covering E3 stuff. Alright? Even though I'm not doing Summer Games Fest coverage directly today, on Sunday I will be covering 2 E3 press conferences. First, the Microsoft Bethesda conference, and then the Square Enix conference. While these conferences are taking place, I'm going to have the chat set up here. Okay? And we're going to be able to talk about what we're watching together while we watch it on the internet. And then, once those conferences end, I will go live on a stream and do a recap reaction session, much like I always do for E3 each year, to let you know what I thought about what we just watched. Now, hold on, because the thing is, the timing is a little weird with these conferences on Sunday. So listen up. The first conference, Microsoft and Bethesda, is at 10 a.m. Okay? So that's usually, it's earlier than when I would usually stream, but that's okay. I'll be in here and I'll be covering it. Then, the next conference, Square Enix, is at 12:15. Now, we don't know how long the Microsoft and Bethesda conference is. It could be 45 minutes long, in which case, wow, that's tons of time for me to do my recap reactions. Or it could be like an hour and a half long, in which case, if it doesn't end by like 11:30, 11:45, how the hell am I going to cover it and do a recap reactions stream before Square Enix starts at 12:15? The answer is I'm not going to. There's not enough time. So depending on how long the Microsoft and Bethesda conference runs will determine when I do my recap reaction stream. Alright? We may not be able to do it in between. I mean, we may just be sitting here chilling and watching both. Then I'll go live and I'll do one segment for Microsoft Bethesda and I'll do another segment for Square Enix. Okay? Fair enough? Okay. Then, if we have extra time on Sunday, alright, meaning if I finish all of that before 4 p.m., which is when I usually stop my first stream, 4 p.m. Pacific time, we'll switch over and we'll do some Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War multiplayer, just for fun, to kill the rest of the stream time, okay? It's good stuff. Now, I am off, well, excuse me, Sunday night I will be doing gameplay. I'll be doing a late night 2-hour stream of Virtua Fighter 5. I want to play more with Shundi, who I really enjoyed playing with, but I really feel like I only scratched the surface and didn't have enough time to really mess around with him to learn exactly his better strategies, nor did I really have enough time to do enough matchups. Like, I probably fought, out of all the cast, I probably fought like 5-6 characters, but the cast is way more bigger than that. So obviously I need to learn, you know, matchups and strategies with Shundi, so I want to use him more. So Sunday night will be Virtua Fighter 5, excuse me, on the late stream, okay? Now, I will not be streaming on Monday. Monday is my day off from streaming this coming week, alright? I will return on Tuesday, and on Tuesday, you know, it's up in the air right now, but likely on Tuesday, I would probably do a stream of either Fallout New Vegas or more Ratchet and Clank. And I think it'll really be determined by how much fun we have at Ratchet and Clank on Friday and Saturday. If it's really good and we're really enjoying the game and I want to go further into it right away, then we'll play it on Tuesday. But if we play and we're like, it's good, but, you know, kind of craving more Fallout New Vegas at that point, then we'll do more Fallout New Vegas. Alright? Now, next week will be a balance between Ratchet and Clank, Fallout New Vegas, and Mass Effect 3 on my first streams, my earlier streams. The late streams will be a combination of the conclusion of New Pokemon Snap. We only need one more stream, and then we actually beat New Pokemon Snap. Alright? So that's one. I probably will do another late stream of MLB The Show, only because last week I sucked ass at it, but people really enjoyed it. They actually told me they loved interacting with me and chilling with me, and it was more about conversation than playing the game, and they liked that. So I think I'll do another one this week and see how it goes. Probably another weekly Call of Duty stream will pop up there during the week. Of course, a weekly Street Fighter session, etc. So it'll be a good mix. All right. Now the next big new release coming up is going to be Mario Golf. Okay. So I will be playing that when it comes out. I'm trying to remember exactly the release date of it, actually. Hold on, because I think I wrote it down here. That's June 25th. So that's the last week of June. That's the next major release that I'm actually going to be covering. But I fully expect that during the course of this week, between today's Summer Games Fest news and the news coming out of E3, I suspect there may be a couple of games that have kind of like surprise releases. This usually happens during E3 week, okay? It usually happens where there's some big announcements, there's big things that happen and come out, and then I end up having to adjust my schedule, shuffle it around a little bit to accommodate new stuff coming out, okay? So I feel that's going to happen this week, and there may be a couple of games, maybe some indie games, that I end up playing during the course of this next coming week that normally I'm not planning on now because I don't even know that they're out, you see? Now, at the very tail end of next week, likely, we're talking Friday or Saturday. All right, I don't know when yet, but likely a week from tomorrow or a week from this Saturday. I'm going to do, excuse me, I'm going to do a special podcast event here on stream. It's going to be the best and worst of Summer Games Fest and E3 2021. What I'm going to do is personally, I'm going to go through all the news that came out over the course of the week. The games that I were excited for, the games that I maybe think are really not news at all. And I'm going to do a rundown podcast where I basically tell you all the stuff that I learned about these games this week. And I tell you what I like and what I don't like. And more importantly, all right, we're going to go through the listing of all of the information of the release dates. So we should have a very good picture by the end of that podcast of all the different games that will be coming out for the rest of the year. All right? And that's good. That'll actually say, okay, this month I'm going to be playing this games. This month I'm playing these games. You see, that's great. We'll finally have that perspective. Right now, we don't have anything like that because we don't know where half the games are coming out this year. But we should have that information in about a week's time. Okay? Excuse me. Some people just said, they just announced Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War Season 4 launches June 17th. That's 1 week from today. So it makes sense. Maybe I should play Call of Duty that day, right? Maybe not the day stream. Maybe I'll play it as the late stream that day, right? There you go. All right. So roughly, guys, that's what you can all expect for the next week, week and a half. That's what's going on. I hope that sounds good to you. And like I said, when we get to the end of the month, we'll have some new releases. We'll have Mario Golf. We'll have perhaps a few surprise releases. Since E3 week, usually we get news and games coming out just like that, like shocking, oh my god. So, sounds good, right? I'm excited. I hope you guys are too. Now, ladies and gentlemen, some new additions to the streams that have happened. I figure I should tell you this today. I talked about it yesterday, but just in case you weren't here yesterday, because maybe you weren't interested in Mass Effect 3, some new additions that have happened to my streams in the last couple of days. First of all, you may have noticed a lot of new pre-stream artwork. In fact, we have another one today. And I want to say shout out to everyone who's been submitting new artwork for the YouTube streams. Essentially, what we're trying to do is phase out the artwork that reference Twitch, which we're slowly but surely doing. We're whittling out the old ones and adding in these cool new ones. So thank you to anyone who has been working on artwork for the breaks and or pre-stream. It's been working out really well. I think this artwork looks great. It's a good variety of stuff. Some people have been making ones that are referencing specific playthroughs that I'm doing or going to do shortly, while others are doing more generic artwork. And it all works. So thank you guys very much. Thank you to anyone who, has been contributing artwork to the channel. All right, I really do appreciate that. Timbo Slices Jurassic World Evolution 2 announced Summer of Gaming. Oh wow, Jurassic World Evolution 2. So that's the what do you call it? That's the strategy game where you build a park. I played that. Oh wow. I was not expecting that. I thought there was going to be like a big scale Jurassic World game that was going to be like, action based because of the movies, but no, it's actually Jurassic World Evolution 2. It's the park building game. is going to come back. That's crazy. I was not expecting that. That actually genuinely surprises me. Cool. All right, so here's some of the additions and things that have changed this week. First of all, no LP101, this is not members only chat. You're talking right now. What are you talking about? Anyway, first of all, new artwork, which is great. Thank you to anyone who submitted art. I really appreciate it. Thanks for allowing me to add that to my streams. It makes the streams look better. Number 2, sub-only chat. What this means is that you need to subscribe to this channel, DSPGaming on YouTube, to chat for 24 hours before you can chat on the streams. This is great. It has completely put the chat into control. All right, it makes it so that we don't have trolls coming in here spamming bullshit. It prevents all of that nonsense. All right, instead, it allows us to enjoy the streams and actually have interactions and fun, right? So that should be, I really have enjoyed the past couple of days where, yeah, the chat is moving much slower than it used to, but that's because you don't have dumb fucks in here making clone accounts, making insulting names, saying disgusting things about myself, my family members, or other chatters. Instead, it's actually people who want to be positive and fun and chill during the streams, which is the whole point of me streaming. So I'm happy about this change. It has completely stopped the harassment and the nonsense from these idiots. Now, by the way, no, this is not going to completely and utterly stop all trolling. It's just never going to happen. You're always going to have trolling no matter what. But at the very least, this will dramatically reduce the amount that we have, and I'm very happy about this, okay? Now, as of yesterday, another new addition, ladies and gentlemen. If you become a member of this channel, which essentially is the paid subscription, they used to call it subbing over on Twitch. Well, here it's called becoming a membership or a sponsor. If you do that, not only will I give you a live shout out, but also there will be a pop-up thank you message on the screen that actually says thanks for becoming a member, and it will be appropriate to the level of member that you become. So when you become a first-time member, you'll get the bronze crown. When you become a 2-month member and you earn the silver crown in chat, you will get a special pop-up for that. Now, I have to test it because I have not had an opportunity to test it yet. No one has hit 2 months yet. But within the next week, some people actually will be hitting 2 months. So once this happens, we'll test it, and when people resub or what do you call it? Remember? What do you say when you're not resubbing, you're becoming a member for a second? When you renew your memberships in the next week, I'm going to see if the new pop-up works. If not, I can edit it because I think there's a tweak I can do to make it work. I'm not sure exactly how it's working though. So anyway, yeah. This new pop-ups for people who become members and renew their memberships. All right. Now, in addition to that, for those who want to do super chats and super stickers, like for example, I just got one, and let me give a shout out for that right away before I forget. Shout out to Be Fantastic, who did a $2 super chat and said, I really like the new Uncle Sam picture. Thank you very much for Be Fantastic for the super chat. I appreciate that. If you do a super chat, you will get a pop-up to say thank you. Now, I added new tiers of pop-ups to say thank you for super chats as well, much like I remember how we used to have them for cheering over on Twitch. So here's how it works. For a $1 super chat, you get the initial animation of me dancing like 12 years ago. The old Phil before I even grew out my hair and stuff like that. It looked really silly. For a $5 super chat, you get the dancing death face. All right? Full-on dancing for a good 30 seconds to a minute. If you do a $10 super chat, you will get me doing the head bob dance, which is one that people really liked. It was me bobbing my head to music, and I actually had it as an animated emoji, and I added it to Twitch, and then I left Twitch. So basically it was a waste of time, okay? But now it's added back for a $10 or greater super chat. And then, if you do a $20 or greater super chat, you will get the chair spin. Yes, the chair spin is actually in as an animation, but it needs to be $20 or greater super chat, all right? So that's what I've got so far. Now, over on Twitch, I had even bigger ones. I had ones for, like, even bigger cheers. So what I can do is eventually add even more as I get more animations. If you want to submit an animation, by all means, please do. I'm always open to accepting animations for the streams. You know, you guys have helped me out tremendously with stuff like that. I really appreciate it. You can either email me at darksidephil@hotmail.com. You can tweet me and say, hey, I got something I want to show you. You know, whatever. All right? Good stuff. Thank you guys very much for all the help on the streams recently and to making these streams improve, okay? Now, one thing that I want to say, ladies and gentlemen, we are 10 days into June. We're 1/3 into the month, okay? We are currently at 168 members out of the 250 members goal that we have for the month of June, all right? The good news is that actually is a pretty good increase. At the beginning of the month, we were just under 150, all right? So, we are looking to get 250 members on the channel by the end of the month. That is the monthly goal that I've set for this channel. If we hit it, we'll be doing a special marathon event. The ideas that I've had for the marathon event are either the return of an indies marathon, where you guys will be nominating and voting on indie games for me to play, or it could be a Rageathon again, where you guys nominate and vote on games that are going to piss me off, basically, or we could do another retrospective event, which I haven't done in a while, where you guys will pick your favorite moments for my now nearly 13 years as a content creator, and we'll go down memory lane, watch them together, reminisce, and do some fun stuff with that, okay? So I would love to do, absolutely, I would love to do a special celebratory marathon with all of you, but we need to hit 250 members here on the chat before that happens. That's the goal that we've set for the month, okay? So I hope you guys will consider becoming a channel member, all right? You get many benefits for becoming a channel member. First of all, you get to have a highlighted name in the chat that's green, so you kind of stand out. There's a rumor that later this year, YouTube's going to add the feature to change your name color. You won't be stuck with just the green, okay? I guess we'll see the truth to that, but yeah, there's a rumor that that's going to happen. In addition, you get a cool chat crown next to your name to show how long you've been a channel member. Everyone right now who's a member is you know, bronze, but should be upgrading to the silver soon enough, okay? In addition, you get access to emojis. Right now, there's 16, but for every 25 new members we get on the channel, we unlock a new emoji. Right now, we're 168. When we hit 175, so that's another 7 members, we'll unlock a new emoji slot. And people have actually been debating what should be the new emoji. Should it be me holding the sign with the green check mark? Should it be Cozy Phil, which we all bundled up? Should it be, what was the other one? Nothing I Can Do? Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 that people have been asking for. So, please keep giving me your ideas, because likely, within the next couple of weeks, we're going to hit this. We're going to hit at least 175 subs. Especially, I feel, when Ratchet and Clank comes out tomorrow, we're going to see a lot of people coming to the streams who haven't been here for a bit. They're going to come to watch the new release, and that's going to, you know, inflate things, so you might get some new members and things starting tomorrow. All right? So, we'll see. But yeah, please consider becoming a channel member. Thank you in advance if you do. Let's see if we can make that 250 goal by the end of the month. That would be amazing if we do, and it would allow us to do a special event. All right? Sounds good? All right. See, some people right now are saying, yes, do the checkmark sign emoji. I think a lot of people like to use that one for various reasons. All right, we got some more super chats to give a shout out for. Hold on. So, LP101 did a $2 super chat and says, Divinity Original Sin 3 announced. I don't think that's true at all. I think he's full of baloney. And then it looks like B Fantastic just did a $5 super chat. And he says, what? Is this true? He says, in addition to John McClane and Rambo, they said in Call of Duty Black Ops 4, Adam Sessler will be a playable character. I'm not so sure about that one. Adam Sessler? I mean, it may be true. I don't know if I believe it. I think you're just joshing me. But, all right. So, ladies and gentlemen, last thing that I will say before we get to, like, game news and everything. Thank you so much for your support recently. Right now, today's the 10th, all right, of June, just so you know. I will get paid by YouTube for my performance in May. Usually it happens around the 21st, but sometimes it happens a few days later. It depends. Usually it's between the 21st, like the 23rd of the month. I'll get paid by YouTube. When that happens, there's some good news. It means I will no longer be reliant on your tips in order to make a living. In fact, it'll be a good balance because I'll say, hey, you want to tip me? Thanks. You want to become a channel member? That's great. You want to do a super chat or a super sticker? By all means, thank you for everything. It all helps me equally. Right now, I cannot say that. Right now, very much in the next 1 to 2 weeks, until I get paid by YouTube, I am reliant 100% on your tips. It's your tips that are allowing me to pay all my bills right now. All right? So, thank you for your support recently. If you want to support the channel, please tip me today. All right? You can tip me by either looking at the description of the video or just typing exclamation point tip into the stream chat. Either way brings up a link that you can tip me with. All right? I really need the help because right now I've got to pay my mortgage coming up over this weekend. I think it's Monday is the 15th. Let me see, the 10th, 11th. Yeah, no, Tuesday is the 15th. I got to pay my mortgage on that day. And then later on, 5 days after that, I have to pay my back taxes payment to the feds. So those are 2 ginormous payments that are coming up in the next, week or so. So please, any tips that you guys contribute to the streams are going to help me pay these essential bills. Once I get to, like I said, when YouTube pays me between the 21st to 23rd, then I'll be in the clear. What you'll see is that these giant tips goals I've been doing at $200 a stream will be reduced back to what they used to do, $100. All right? And things will be back to normal. I won't have to sit here and harp on tips constantly. But right now, I'll be very honest with all of you. I'm nervous because I have to raise a lot of money within the next week to pay everything. And, especially now, things have been kind of slow on the streams. I get the feeling tomorrow they'll pick up with Ratchet and Clank, but they have been slow, and there's not much I can do about that. I hope that you guys appreciate what I'm doing here, and hopefully, if you can, you'll contribute. Again, I can't make you, nor am I expecting that. I appreciate it. Anyone who goes above and beyond to contribute and help me out of this tough time. All right? We're going to be out of the tough time soon. Thank God. Hooey. Okay, so thank you guys in advance. Chivalry 2 just became available. I didn't even know what this game was, and the other day someone asked me about it and said, am I playing it? And I said, well, I don't even know what it is. So apparently Chivalry 2 is kind of like a first-person medieval game. Like first-person knights fighting each other. A lot of people said it's actually kind of like Left 4 Dead. I was like, that's weird. Chivalry 2. I never even heard of the first Chivalry. What do you guys think about this game? Does it look good? Does it look like something that maybe it would be something you guys would be interested in seeing me check out eventually? I mean, if it just came out right now, is it available on modern consoles or is it only on PC? I guess that's my first question. Because if it's only on PC, then it's a no-go anyway, But if it's something that's a first-person combat game or whatever, it might be something interesting to consider. Obviously, I'm going to be focusing on Ratchet and Clank for this week, but maybe something else to do next week or something. What is it? It is first-person medieval combat. It is on PS4 and PS5. Timbo Slices, I played the demo last week, but sadly it's boring after a while. Ugh. So it gets repetitive. Too repetitive. Too much of the same. So basically what you're saying, it's like For Honor. Remember For Honor? For Honor was, the beta was fun. And then when I bought the game, it had a campaign that was pretty decent, but the online play got boring after like 2 sessions. There was like, okay, I kicked everyone's ass online. There's really nothing else to do. It got really boring. Yep, Timbo says, yep, that's pretty much it. Damn. Well, then maybe I won't play it. You know what gets me? Like For Honor, right? That was another case of one of these games where, much like Rainbow Six Siege, the game was just not very good on launch. It just wasn't, it was okay, but it wasn't like anything to be blown away by. And apparently over time they kept patching it and improving it and patching it and improving it, and apparently now people say the game is actually much better. It's like it's worth your time now. If you were to jump into For Honor now, it's more robust. There's a wide variety of characters and gameplay, but at launch it just wasn't that good. I remember the connections too were like very, very lackluster. You have some really laggy ass games. So, but anyway, all right, I don't know, Chivalry 2, I guess what we'll do, this will be a wait and see kind of game. I will let people play it for the next week or so and see what people think. And if you guys think it's something that would be a good addition to my streams for variety, maybe I'll do it. But You know, if it ends up just being something that's just the same shit, grinding, repetitive, boring after, you know, a couple sessions, then I probably won't. All right. Oh, excuse me, I got a yawn. Sorry. Smitty Smith says, check out Green Hell. It's like The Forest, but better. Well, I never even played The Forest. I actually heard that The Forest was an interesting horror game that's kind of unique, and some people said it actually would really fit my commentary style well, and I should eventually check it out. But I don't know, for some reason, it never really got never really got demand for it. What's weird about it is I do Halloween marathons every year, yet it still didn't make it to like being requested. You know. LP101 did a $2 super chat. Says Elden Ring is out right now. All right, very nice. Well, I guess I'll never see you guys again because you're all off to play Elden Ring, right? All right, it's pretty obvious Elden Ring did not come out, and LP101 is not being serious here. How dare he? How dare he try to create hype like this old dancing Phil who's so hype on the screen right now? This 13-year-old dancing Phil. Let's see here. Will I be playing GTA 5 next gen? I will, but I'm going to play it as a way to bridge into GTA 6. Like, I'm not going to play GTA 5 until GTA 6 is announced and has a release date, and then I'll play GTA 5 as a way to get reacquainted with the franchise and re-experience that game before the new one. I'm not doing it now. I know it's coming out by the end of this year, but I'm not doing it now. Okay. So far today we got one tip. The tip is from Team Ico Gamer, who tipped me $10. Let's get that on the leaderboard, and then I'll give him a shout-out and read his message here. Again, guys, I appreciate the super chats. They do help. But please, if you can, please tip me. I need the help with tips in the short term, okay? Excuse me. Okay. So. Team Ico Gamer says the following. I missed your last New Vegas stream, but I've watched the videos. Part 12, you kept getting your legs blown off no matter where you stood in that room on top of the stairs in the Fiend's Den. It had me rolling. I still have no idea what happened. Obviously, that building was rigged to blow. Like, there was explosives on the stairs. The PCs in there were also rigged to explode if you touched them. But I was in the next room over. Like, I would, set the explosive or trigger the explosive, run to the next room, close the door, and still get blown apart. Like, I don't know what in the holy hell that was. But again, that's part of the charm of New Vegas. That's why you save a ton when you play Fallout New Vegas, because shit like that tends to happen. But that's part of the fun of the game. You never know what's going to happen. You turn a corner, you have a room full of glitched enemies. You turn a corner, boom, you explode. Your limbs are flying through the air. It's funny. But that's why you save a lot. Trust me, I learned my lesson playing these Fallout games. I know. You save a lot. That way, when silly shit like that happens, it's not the end of the world, right? It's not like I had to replay a half an hour of gameplay, right? Instead, it was, okay, just keep going back in the building and trying to figure this shit out, right? So, yeah, and I am looking forward to more of this. I get the feeling as the playthrough progresses, we're going to see more and more silly stuff happening like that, and that's perfectly fine. I'm ready. I'm ready for the hilarity, right? That's definitely part of the charm of playing these older Fallout games. And I think that's why, excuse me. I think that's why people have asked me to replay this game, because they knew that hilarious, silly things were going to happen over the course of the playthrough. So far, we've already seen some ridiculous things. Remember the glitch where the characters were all stretched out and were like completely contorting on the screen? That was weird too, man. Alright, so now apparently there's been an announcement. Stranger Things crossover with Smite for absolutely no reason. I have to admit, Smite is one of these games that I completely never hit my radar at all. Because first of all, it's one of those competitive... Is it RTS? It's definitely a PC game. I always thought Smite was kind of in the same realm as League of Legends and shit like that, right? And even though Smite's been around for a while now, I remember when it first launched, and that was actually, Smite was one of the games that, at the time, the makers of Smite reached out to content creators on YouTube and said, hey, we want you to play Smite. We will pay you to play the game. We'll offer you to pay this much for this campaign. And I forget if I was contacted or not, because at that time, it was like Smite was the first one, and it kind of opened the floodgates, because Smite, all of a sudden, every major YouTuber was playing Smite, including, I remember at the time, the Creatures. Remember the Creatures? They got like heavy into it. They were, you know, almost like a team going to tournaments and stuff playing it. And it was really weird that all of a sudden you saw like all the major YouTubers were playing Smite. Now, I didn't back then, you know, I didn't do any of those things. I did not do any of those sponsorships. I got offered them over the years. To this day, I still get them. I still get emails from like indie companies. Hey, will you play our indie game and this and that? And like, no. I just don't do that stuff. I don't do this, the sponsored indie shit. For multiple reasons. You guys know what would happen if I did it, how they'd get trolled, and, you know, it basically would backfire in my face anyway. But I just remember Smite, being, basically Smite exploded for like 6 months, where it became really popular and everyone on YouTube was into Smite, because they were all getting paid to play it. And then after that, some people kept with it and some people didn't. But I guess the game was good enough that it persevered, because to this day, people still play it, and it still has a pretty solid player base, and people still seem to really enjoy it. It seems to be a viable alternative to, say, League of Legends and stuff like that. So, more power to those who like it. Being that it was a PC exclusive, it never, like I said, it never really was on my radar. I never really cared about it. So, oh, let's see. Be Fantastic has done a $5 super chat and says, remember the Stranger Things game that you played? There's a game now with similar formula. It's with Jane Silent Bob. It's out right now on PS4, PS5. You know, I saw an ad for that somewhere. I don't know where I saw it, but it's weird that I didn't hear about this game at all, and then all of a sudden now I guess it's out. I mean, it's probably a fun game, but I don't know if I would play it. You know, when I played the Stranger Things game 2 years ago, Stranger Things was incredibly popular at the time, so it made sense to do so. And even then, people complained, oh, this game's too retro for us, man. This isn't very interesting. So, to play another retro-style game like that, I don't think it would really fly. Wolf's Paradox says, have you heard or seen the trailer for the new He-Man series on Netflix? Animation looks good. Mark Hamill's voicing Skeletor. First of all, that's outstanding. Mark Hamill's a great voice actor. I'd love to hear him voice act Skeletor. From what I'm to understand, isn't it Kevin Smith of Jay and Silent Bob, incidentally, that like is producing and making this new He-Man show? I think it is, right? So that's kind of cool. Now, what are my thoughts on it? I don't know. I haven't seen it. I saw a few like stills of it on Twitter, but I have not actually seen the show in action, and I don't have Netflix, so I'm not going to be able to watch the show and make any determination on it anyway. So it is what it is. But listen, I grew up. He-Man was one of the very first cartoons I grew up with in the 80s. I loved it. I had a ton of He-Man action figures. I dressed up as both He-Man and Skeletor for 2 back-to-back Halloweens. Actually, I take that back. I think I was He-Man, then I was Skeletor, then I was Hordak. So I actually think it was 3 years when I was a very young kid that I dressed up as He-Man characters for Halloween. Timbo Slice says, what's your opinion on Xbox news today? They say they're going to put Xbox into TVs and everything called Xbox Smart Project. Well, that's not true. Here's what they're doing. They're basically going to try to turn Xbox into an app. Much like, right now, if you go to a hotel and the hotel has a smart TV that has Netflix in it, right? What you could do is log in with your Netflix information and watch all your Netflix shows and movies while you're in a hotel. You see? You don't need to have your membership with you or anything. It's just you log in, boom, it's there. You stream it instantly. All your shit's there. That's the premise of this new thing they want to do with Xbox. They basically want to make it that if you have an Xbox Game Pass subscription, it doesn't matter where you are, as long as you have a device that has the ability to run an Xbox app, you can play Xbox games. Okay? So this is a good premise. A good premise. But I feel there's going to be some issues with this. First of all, how do you ensure that a Xbox controller is going to work with every device? For example, right now, if you went to a hotel, all right, and they had the Xbox app on the TV, great. You can log in, but what do you use to control the game? You need the controller. So first of all, you need to bring the controller with you, or the hotel needs to provide a controller. All right? Likely, most places are not going to want to provide you with an Xbox controller, right? You have to bring your own. Those things are expensive. They're like fucking $60, $70 each. Can you imagine having to get one for each hotel room and make sure it's not busted and shit? Of course not. You don't want to deal with that. So gamers are now going to have to be bringing Xbox controllers everywhere with them. Now, by the way, if you're not aware, most hotels and places have limitations on what you can do with their equipment. They don't just have it that every port is open and you can just fuck around with the TV. So, how now do you sync your controller with the TV to play it? The premise of this idea is good. And what I'm thinking is, long term, all right, if Xbox does become known as the company that you don't need a console for, you can just game through their app, that's great. But I see lots of hardware limitations, right? I definitely see there being issues with being able to interact with each device that has this app and have it work properly. Because every place is different. One hotel might allow you to do it, one hotel might not, you know? Now, in addition to all of that, let's be very honest here. Let's talk about internet speeds. Oh, no. Because, ladies and gentlemen, the real problem with streaming anything is internet speeds, right? Let's be very honest here. We talked about this so many times over the years. I mean, Google Stadia, OnLive, all these services that are all stream everything, they all fail. Why do they fail? Because in America, the United States, I should say, we don't have consistent enough internet across homes to say, oh, this will work. It's very, very possible that there are many places in the United States where someone could get something like Google Stadia and actually stream all their games without a console, and it works. Sadly, that's not everywhere. And when you have a product that's not universally working everywhere, that's going to be an issue. You shouldn't have a product that's determined if you can use it by where you live and what your ISP is. But that's exactly how it is in the United States. Right now, you know, we have problems where last year with the pandemic, a lot of ISPs were complaining about internet use because everyone was at home streaming video. Everyone was streaming Netflix, streaming Hulu, streaming Disney Plus, streaming all these apps, right? Everyone was at home, stuck at home, couldn't go out. And it was a big issue that we were having bottlenecks of internet, right? Now imagine, not only all that, but now everyone decides, oh, we're also just going to stream all of our games. We're not actually going to be doing any console gaming at all. You will never load a game ever. It will all be streamed over the internet, right? So, again, it really depends on internet quality. And since we don't have consistency with internet in the United States, there's no guarantee this will ever work, right? Maybe in 10, 15 years, if the internet infrastructure gets upgraded, changed, and we have way better consistent internet everywhere we go, then maybe we can argue, oh, okay, this will work. Oh, and by the way, wireless. This is something that I actually have to emphasize here. One of the major problems is wireless internet is way slower than wired. If this Xbox app, Xbox Everywhere, whatever they're going to call it, is to work, it needs to work wirelessly. Not, oh, I need to have a dedicated Ethernet line going into my fucking television, right? So that I can actually stream Xbox games. And that's going to be a huge problem because most smart TVs use a wireless connection. They do not use a wired connection. They use a wireless signal to a router or a modem somewhere. Especially, again, in a shared signal setting, it ain't going to fly, you know? Again, this is something that sounds like a great idea for a very limited amount of people. This is not going to be a widespread thing that's going to work for everyone. So on paper, sounds great, but I don't feel that we are in that level yet. You know, we just haven't reached it yet. Maybe soon, but not yet. Okay? That's my take on it. People are saying they're now showing off the new Dark Pictures game, House of Ashes. Guys, let me know when it comes out. I wonder if it is going to come out Halloween week again. If so, we could do just like we did last year, where I play some of it during my Halloween marathon in costume, which would be pretty cool. All right. So, guys, anything else? Any other questions? Anything else to discuss before we go on a brief break for me to use the restroom? Because I'm going to go use the restroom, and then we're going to get started with Fallout New Vegas. Any other questions? Anything else to talk about before we take this brief break? I'm just curious. Tossing it out there. No? Turtles? Turtles, who wants to talk about Turtles? Wolf's Paradox says, would I be pumped for a new Outlast game, or would I be meh about it? I really liked Outlast 1. As gory as it was, as disgusting as it was, I actually really liked it. I thought it was scary and fun and suspenseful. Outlast 2 I thought was god-awful. Like, it didn't feel like the same franchise at all. The plot was completely different. The scares were completely different. It just wasn't good. I hated it. So. Oh, really? So the Dark Pictures game comes out October 22nd? Are you kidding me? Isn't that the same day as Battlefield? It is. So the new Battlefield and the Dark Pictures are coming out the same day. I hate to tell you, I know what game I'm playing more. I know what game is going to be my first priority that day. Okay. Cool. Hold on a second here. Local Nomad tipped me $5. Says, in the spirit of new games coming out, do you remember a month before Halo 3 launched, Bungie had a final test Verizon called Project Ellipson? It was leaked. Microsoft banned any Xbox Live account with the leaked game till the year 9,999. I don't know anything about that. No. I never heard about that. I don't know anything about that at all. Project Ellipson? No. All right, a mouth drooling moron just did a super chat. Thanks for the super chat, mouth drooling moron. Appreciate that. FBG Duck tipped me $1.30 and says, if I become a member, would you make the next emote, come on, bruh, from Twitch? No, I can't. I'm not going to add Twitch emotes. I'm going to add my emotes. We're trying to get all of my emotes, of which there were 40 plus, back here on my channel, and I think over time we will. Over time, undoubtedly, we're going to get all the emotes back. It's just going to be a slow build because, you know, not everyone's going to be rushing to become a member here, you know? But it will happen over time. Okay. All right, guys. So, I guess that's it. Yes, there's a new Tales game that's being advertised right now, apparently. That's, what is it? Tales of, I forgot what it's called. Tales of something. It looks good, though, and I think I'm going to play it when it does come out. Okay. All right, guys. Let's take a brief break. I recommend during the break, grab a drink or a snack, use the restroom. I'm going to be using the restroom myself. And when we come back, after a few minutes here, it is time for Fallout New Vegas on the Xbox One. I'm excited. I hope you're excited as well. I'll see you all in a few minutes, all right? All right, guys. Thank you. I'll see you in a bit.